Traders, brace yourself for a transformative journey as we unveil our highly anticipated 3-month stock watch list, a compass pointing straight to potential profits in the upcoming quarter. If you've been craving a strategic edge to navigate the complexities of the market, you are in the right place. In a world where every decision counts, it's time to equip yourself with insights, strategies, and a watch list designed to not just survive, but thrive in the ever-shifting tides of the stock market. Imagine having a roadmap that guides you through the twists and turns of the market, revealing the hidden gems and lucrative opportunities that could define your success over the next 3 months, over the next year, over your lifetime. This isn't just a watch list. This is your ticket to proactive and informed trading. If you're ready to supercharge your trading for big gains, hit that subscribe button. Watch now as we dive into the details of this carefully curated 3-month stock watch list. It's your key to conquering the markets. Let's take a look at these lists. Before I do get started, the screen that you see in front of you, that is TradingView. It's what I use to do what I'm doing for you guys. It's what I use to follow the candlesticks, to follow the market. If you don't have something like TradingView, I've provided a link in the description. That gets you a free 30-day trial to TradingView's sub-based services. If you decide to go through with those sub-based services, you get up to $30 off of that subscription. So make sure you're taking advantage of that free offer. Let's get started on this list. So this is a watch list for the 3-month period, January 2024, Happy New Year, to March, end of March 2024. Okay, so it's a 3-month. These are, each one of these candlesticks represents 3 months of trading. We're going to go through this strategy. If you're new to the strategy, make sure you guys are subscribed. Check out all the learning tool videos that I have available for you guys. We go through exactly what we are going to talk about here, and it is by far, it's organic trading. We are basically using what the candlesticks tell us to do. It is the most simplest form of trading that you guys will come across. So when we're looking at this very first setup here, American Airlines, we are looking at a 2 down that finished green. So a 2 down is a directional candle. You see these candlestick numbers? That's part of my indicator, as are these time frame indicators here as well. The white bars paint, or the outside bars, are the 3 bars painted white. The inside bars are painted yellow. That's also part of my indicator. Link found in the description, or it's part of my Griswold Gold membership. When we look at this, my 3-month charts always have a purple trigger indicator. So if you're watching my daily charts, daily setups, or weekly swings, and you see these purple lines, they represent my 3-month charts. But we had a 2 down that finished green. So the 2s being directional candles, they only break the low or the high of the previous candle. In this case, we broke the low, but we finished green, which is telling me the buyers brought this thing back. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for this to trend back to the upside. And when we're marking our targets on these 3-month charts, this is all we're doing. The targets just go to the high of the preceding wick. Now, I'm not going to mark these all for you guys on this video, but just so you guys know, it's the high of the preceding wicks or the low of the preceding wicks. I will show you guys a couple more. So we're looking for a trigger of 1467 and a first target of 1908. These setups are over a 3-month period. Could be a 6-month period. You can also go check out my yearly video that I've got. I do weekly swing videos and daily watch lists as well. We look at Chewy. Chewy has the exact same setup. We had that 2 down that finished green. The buyers brought it back. So we're looking for that trigger at 25.24. Long way to get back up here. Does it happen? Potentially. We've got 3 months to get there, but it is a very, very long climb for Chewy to get back up to that target. That is your setup, though, for Chewy. We look at Cat. So Cat, the reason I've got Cat on here, we've got this outside bar. Okay, so we trended down to start, and then we came all the way back up. So we trended down from here. We opened, we came down, came back up, and now we've got what's a hammer candle. So there are 3 actionable signals in this strategy, meaning high probability plays. And I'm going to talk about probability for a second, because every trade we look at, every setup we look at, every strategy that you guys have ever looked at, including this one, always is based off and always will be based off of probability, because we don't know what this next candle is going to be. We can say based on history, we have a high probability of knowing what it should be. Does it always play out that way? No. So trading, always, guys, always, always, always. If you're new to trading, if you've been doing this for a while, know that trading is probability. It's a business of probabilities. What should happen based on what has happened? What do we know to be true? That in itself will tell us what should be true in the future. It doesn't always happen that way, but that is trading in a nutshell. It's probability. And when you realize that, trading becomes maybe not easier, maybe not simplified, but becomes easier to understand maybe. So we have what is called a hammer candle. I talked about those 3 actionable signals. So a hammer candle, we have this body at the top with the wick to the bottom. The wick has to be at least 2 times the body, or the wick has to be at least 2 times the size of this body. So if we took this body down, moved it here 1, moved it down 2, we have this wick at least 2 times the size. And it's a hammer candle. It's a bullish pattern, and it is what it is. It looks like a hammer. We're looking for this to trend up. The other actionable signals are a shooter candle, which is exact opposite, where this body would be at the bottom here, and the wick would be at the top. And the last one, we'll go through it, but it's an inside bar. So that's the third actionable signal, meaning the third really high probability play for us to look at. So when we have this hammer candle, it is green, gives me more probability. If it was red, it would be less probability, but it would still be probability. We're looking for CAT to trend up on this 3-month chart at $299.20. We move on to Dollar Tree. So Dollar Tree, 2 down, finish green. The buyers brought this all the way back up. We're going to look for this to trigger at $142.90, and the target just goes to the high of the preceding wick. It will go right here. Okay. Etsy, here's another one. 2 down, finish green. We're going to look for it to trend back up. Target, high of the preceding wick. Trigger at $89.58. If you guys want a top 5 for this list, they are given to the Griswold Gold members. So that membership, guys, it's very, very cheap. You'll make your money back in one trade, or at least you should. It's $50 a month. It gets you my indicator that I've created for you guys. You can buy it separately, or it comes with it. It includes this time frame continuity. It includes the colored inside bars, outside bars. It includes Sarah Strat Sniper's 50% rule. There's also a 1-hour strat course in that membership. There's also live trading bots. There's also me talking in the Discord as well, letting you guys know what I'm jumping in on. So EW, 2 down, finish green. We're looking for this to trend back up as well at $79.05. General Motors, there's that hammer candle we talked about. We're going to look for GM to trend back up off of that hammer candle. There's my purple line, 36.62. These pink lines, I think I've got them set up already. Those are my weekly setups. So look, this is all a domino effect. So the daily could set up the weekly, could set up the monthly. I haven't even gone to check what the daily is. Inside bar, outside bar. But if we go back to the week, we have an inside bar. We could potentially have the inside bar on the week trigger the monthly. Where am I now? Sorry, the 3-month. Trigger the 3-month to the upside. Okay, so usually the week would trigger the month, would trigger the 3-month. In this case, we're looking at the weekly to trigger the 3-month. And it's a domino effect. What happens on lower time frames tends to play out up on the higher time frames in some capacity. So 2 down green on the 3-month chart on GM. We're looking for it to trigger at 36.62. Starbucks. Okay, so Starbucks, here's that shooter candle that we talked about. This is green, so there's less probability of it being a bearish pattern. But we are going to look for Starbucks to trend down based off of this setup right here. So we're looking for triggers at 89.21. If I go to the monthly, I'm not sure if... There we go. So those blue lines represent the monthly. The pink lines represent the weekly. We have an inside bar on the weekly. If we trigger to the downside, we trigger this monthly inside bar. So there's those pink lines. If we trigger that, we're likely to trigger the month. If we trigger the month, very high probability that we also trigger this shooter candle on the 3-month chart. So that's how it works. You can check those out on multiple tickers to see if you have those setups. 3-month on Coca-Cola, 2 down finish green, not quite a hammer, but we are going to look for this to trend to the upside. 60.04 is our trigger. If I go to that weekly chart again, there's that inside bar. Looking for Coke to trigger the week, trigger the 3-month. Back to the 3-month on lows. There's a 2 down green. Not quite a hammer candle, but we're pretty close. We are also inside bar. I think double inside bar on the yearly. There we go. Double inside bar on the yearly for lows. So here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. If we trigger this 3-month chart, we are likely to hit targets, which also triggers us to go 2 up on the year on lows. So pay attention to that. It's very, very important. That could put lows into a uptrend for the year. Morgan Stanley, 2 down finish green. We're going to look for that to trend back to the upside based on the setup. And again, there is our yearly trigger mark for Morgan Stanley. And Morgan Stanley, if we go to the year, there it is, 2 down green. Close to a hammer candle, not quite. Close to a hammer candle on the 3-month, not quite. The monthly, we are all green there. The week, trending in the up direction. So that is the setup on Morgan Stanley. We go to NEO. NEO has a hammer candle on the 3-month. So we look for calls there at 9.57. PayPal, hammer candle on the 3-month. We look for calls there at 94.13. And look at those pink lines. That's my weekly. Double inside bar. Again, we may not trigger up on the 3-month right away. We may trend down on the 1 week and come back up later on, or we might just continue down on PayPal. It's all probability based, guys. Everything is based off of probability. C Limited, SE with the ticker symbol. Inside bar. So inside bars, we haven't talked about these yet, but inside bars are a consolidating candle, a 1 candle. It's a tightening range. It does not break the high of the previous candle or the low of the previous candle, but these are super powerful setups. We're going to see if there was one on the year. This one triggered down. Looks like we just missed targets, and then it reversed, and that happens. But if we go look at most inside bars have the potential to really, really make a big move. So this inside bar, we gapped up off of SE. This inside bar, we trended up for 3 weeks. This inside bar, big move. This inside bar, move to the downside. This inside bar, triggers, targets, okay? This inside bar, this double inside bar, we triggered, hit multiple targets. This inside bar, we triggered, hit targets, okay? The inside bars, for anybody who's struggling with trading, new to trading, is what I tell you guys to look at, to concentrate on. Get a hold of one setup, one pattern. Once you learn to do that, you can move into something else, and then to something else. When I first learned the strat, I paper traded the strat. I back tested the strat for about 6 months before I actually started using this strategy. That's how invested I was into it. And I'm still learning about this stuff. I'm still going through things. Even after that first 6 months when I first started actually trading it with real money, it wasn't even until like January, February, March, April, like 4 months after that, where I brought myself to start learning about broadening formations. It's a whole nother story, a whole nother thing. I don't talk about it a lot, but I'm always learning about the stock market. I'm always evolving with the stock market and looking for things, to tweak things, to move things, to learn new things, because the stock market does that as well. Now, in its whole, the stock market is the stock market, and it's going to do what it's going to do. And we can always base stuff off of probability, but I always want to be learning. I always want to be growing as a trader, just in case. Just in case there's something that happens or pops up or something changes, you need to be adaptable. Okay, so let's move on to SoFi. There's a 2 down finish green again on SoFi, so we're going to look at 1049 calls there. Or you can buy common shares at 1049 and look for it to hit that trigger at $11.70. That's a 10% move for you guys, okay, in a 3-month period. Good move. Square, SQ, we're looking for a trigger at 80.29 off of the 2 down finish green. So this is what we call a 2-2 reversal. Anytime we have a 2 down and we're looking for it to go 2 up, it's a 2-2 reversal. Or vice versa, if we have a 2 up and we're looking for it to go 2 down, that is also a 2-2 reversal. 2 up, 2 down reversal. Tesla, 2 down, finish green, close to a hammer candle. We're going to look for calls back up to the upside at 268.94. See if Tesla can go on a run in 2024. Upstart, 2 down green, calls at 49.62. XLU, 2 down green, calls at 66.70. And again, you guys can trade common shares to the upside. That's perfectly fine. I love to trade options. XLV, there's our 2 down green. We're going to look for that to trend back to the upside. Our trigger price, 136.70. First target, not great. I like to see those targets a little bit higher. This one is 136.85, so only a 15-cent move. The next one above that would be way up here off of this outside bar right here. Let's do this. There we go. Off of this outside bar right at the top there, 141.77 would be your next target. XOP, there's those inside bars we talked about. Here's the last inside bar that happened on it. Big run to the upside over a 3-month period. If we go back and look at the inside bar before that, we had another inside bar. This one went outside bar, did not work in our favor. It happens. Another outside bar here, did not work in our favor. It actually did not hit target. So again, this is all stuff you can look at. Does it always work out? No. But when it does, ladies and gentlemen, when it does, we get these fantastic runs, okay? And more often than not, these setups are working for us, like here and here and here, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4 week run, 1 year run on oil and gas back in 2009. So those are the kind of things that we look for. You just have to go back in time, look back in history, look back at the probability of what has happened off of previous similar setups. Hey, we look at XEL, 2 down green. We're looking for calls there at 63.87. And that is the list, guys. I will give a top 5 to the Griswold Gold members. They also get top 5 weekly setups, top 5 daily setups, top 5 monthly setups. I do have my 23 year-end review video out and available. We're doing a 2024 yearly setup for you guys so you know what to look for long-term this year or what potentially could be long-term. My new weekly swing video for the first week in January and a whole bunch of other goodies for you guys coming up in the new year. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.